Hello everyone, this video is a continuation of my previous video, but instead of talking about all the Jujutsu Kaisen villains, I'm only gonna talk about one, Geto. More specifically, why he's insane and why his plan to save humanity just sucks and makes no sense. Enjoy!
Are you crazy?
Yeah. Alright, first, context. Suguru Geto, one of the first antagonists of Jujutsu Kaisen, who got off in the movie between seasons and got possessed by another villain, has the power to absorb cursed spirits, aka the main monsters of this anime. Originally was BFF with Gojo, until turning evil, massacring the whole village, and coming up with a plan to create a whole new world, where the cursed spirits who are terrorizing the whole world are not gonna exist. At first, the plan sounds great, until he starts explaining how exactly he's planning to achieve it, which is to wipe out the majority of humanity, leaving only sorcerers who are able to use cursed energy, which in theory should eradicate the whole idea of cursed spirits in general, since all of them will stop appearing. Alright, where should I start? Of course, if you think about it for more than a couple of minutes, this plan already sounds like it was written by a 5-year-old. And considering Geto came up with it while he was standing in the shower, no wonder this plan comes out as a literal shower thought. Okay, for starters, Geto's end goal is to eradicate the majority of humanity, leaving only Jujutsu sorcerers, which there is not a lot of them in particularly. Throughout the whole series, we see them and we don't see that much relatively. Even in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, where everyone fought Geto's spirits, there wasn't even that many of them that showed up. Which, again, I remind you, they said that they were specifically gathering their forces during that fight. So this is like supposed to be a lot for them, because they called in for a lot of people in order to do all this fight. So supposedly, and I'm being pretty generous when saying those numbers, there's about 1,000, maybe 2 sorcerers in Tokyo. So Geto, question for you. What are you exactly going to do when you achieve your goal? How exactly is society gonna stay functional when only like 0.0001% of the whole world is still alive?
Anarchy?
Yeah, you know, chaos.
So yeah, even if Geto achieves this goal, it's probably gonna take decades to even get everything under control. And okay, what exactly is people gonna do after that? Is everyone just gonna become farmers? Because, like, how many sorcerers know how to control electrical stations, do basic medicines? I mean, like, whatever with medicine. Do people know how to cook steak? Most sorcerers are, like, high schoolers. But yeah, they'll run a new world way better than all of those monkeys. By the way, now I'm not gonna talk a little too much about why Geto turned evil. That part overall kinda makes sense to me. After all, Geto pretty much the entire time has been treating people who cannot use cursed energy unfairly, calling them monkeys nonetheless.
Filthy monkeys, 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 because I don't need any monkeys like you in the world that I'm creating.
By the way, a little off topic, but I don't understand why people call him racist because of that. Like, I mean, he calls people of any race monkeys. So, guys, Geto is no racist. He's a classist because he's clearly dividing people into those who can and who cannot use cursed energy. Yeah, if you guys want to hate this fictional anime character, please do it right. Alright, possibly Geto is just okay that at the end of his plan, everyone is pretty much going to become farmers because the society as we know it is just not going to exist. However, he raises more questions when he elaborates on how exactly he's planning to achieve his perfect society, which is by causing a random massacre.
1,000 curses will be unleashed upon each place, all with the command, massacre.
Yep, so in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, he explains that he's pretty much just gonna release a bunch of cursed spirits, which uncontrollably gonna start killing all the humans in general.
Ain't that crazy?
And in his mind, everyone who is able to use cursed energy is just gonna defend themselves and survive, while curses just destroy everyone else.
What, you have other plans?
And this is so stupid, I don't even know. First of all, like I already said, not a lot of people actually know how to use cursed energy. There is relatively few Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerers. Second of all, that kind of random plan will just cause a ton of unnecessary casualties. So even if people had powers, they probably won't be able to defend themselves for long. Because we saw the beginning of Geto's plan, so we pretty much know how it's gonna play out. Because we saw the results, and we saw how many people got injured just fighting his spirits. A lot of of people who, I remind you, were prepared, they were trained specifically to fight curses, were unable to withstand this army for a long time. And as we figure out later, that weren't even all of his spirits. By the way, I love how this guy even says later that he didn't really want to hurt anybody from the Jujutsu Kaisen High.
But I never held any hatred for those in Jujutsu High School.
Seriously. Bruh, if this is how not hate looks like, I don't even know. Next issue kinda goes into details, but basically just gojo. How exactly Geto was planning to get rid of him? Especially when many people many times clarify that Gojo can pretty much just wipe out the entire humanity himself if he wanted to. I mean, yeah, in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, he was just doing nothing, even though he could have just solved the whole conflict himself, but just like, what was the plan exactly still?
You don't think he's crazy?
No, he's not crazy.
Alright, now finally onto the final discussion, which I slightly touched in the previous video. Geto came up with a plan of getting rid of regular humans after he talked with Yuki, who said that if there were only Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerers in the world, then there's simply gonna be no cursed spirits. Like I already said, this is just a theory. She doesn't know if this will actually happen. I mean, yeah, she probably thought it would work, but still, she had no proof of that. She was just theorizing.
Compared to non-sorcerers, Jujutsu sorcerers leak extremely little cursed energy.
But the reason I was so confused is because Yuki specifically said that this plan should work because sorcerers use their cursed energy on their powers, which is why there aren't any cursed spirits created from them.
There's some variance based on the sorcerer's capacity and the cursed energy in their technique.
Again, I gotta admit, this is more of a theory upon itself because the curses themselves are not fully explained in the anime either. Because that way, basically, even if Geto achieves his perfect society, goes through all the troubles of getting everything under control, and is able to provide food for everybody else, their curses are still gonna be appearing because humans are still gonna feel negative emotions. Plus, by that explanation, they will also have to non-stop use their powers to get rid of the cursed energy. In addition, we're coming back to Gojo, who has unlimited cursed energy. So again, Geto, what was the plan with him? Okay, but whatever. Let's just imagine for a moment that this kind of method would work. How would you even think regular people who can't really see curses, but probably are gonna be aware of some unknown mystical thing killing everybody, will even react? Especially if they figure out later that some guy with a cult just controls this unknowing force. Like, yeah, Geto probably doesn't care, but like I already said, the whole point of curses is that it's negative emotions leaking from humans and forming into monsters. And as we already know by Jujutsu Kaisen series, those emotions can form into one specifically stronger monsters. Like fear of fire, fear of nature, fear of oceans, etc. So, what if this is just gonna create another unbelievably strong curse?
Yeah, whatever.
At the end of the video, I wanted to mention that I personally have nothing against Jujutsu Kaisen. If you watch most of my videos on the channel, I am constantly finding something to nitpick about almost, well, anything. But the truth is, the perfect anime doesn't exist. Everything has negative aspects, and in Jujutsu Kaisen, surprisingly, there's not that many of them. And even if you spot any, most of the time you ignore it because the anime just keeps you entertained. So I hope you all like this video. Please give me a follow if you do. Tell me in the comments if you'd like to see more of this content or if you'd like to argue with me. Like, subscribe, see ya!